All right, so this is going to be a daily Bitcoin and altcoin update for February the 18th, 2020. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So Bitcoin, we talked about this in the live stream last night, and I called it a symmetry move right here, where it's equal to different retracements that it's made in the past, right? So this one in here particularly, and even this one very close, equaled this move. Okay, so if that's the end of the move and then you're playing that, there's the area you buy, and then you see what happens today, right? So are we going to get another move like this, and are we going to get another move like that? So now what can we possibly do, right? Let's go over here, and this is just a little bit of quick training. We can go over to our trend-based fib again, and then if we're measuring moves, right? So this bottom over here went here, and then if we take it down to this bottom, then lo and behold, guess what? We could possibly get a move up to 10,800. That's if you measure this move to the next potential move. But let's look at the most recent one and see if anything lines up. Let's go here and take that move and move it up there, and then move it right there. Okay, you see what's going on up here around 10,008, 10,009? There's a lot of resistance up here. Okay, we have Fibonacci extension, we have symmetry moves. This looks like it's heading right up here. Okay, and this would be an area that you would take some profit. Maybe even it could wick and touch, which I've been feeling all along, is the downtrend line. Okay, this one up here. So let's see what happens here over the next couple of days, but I'm still expecting Bitcoin to be fairly strong. So not sure I would fade this, especially since it got it back above the 10 EMA. So I'm looking for some good things to happen. So that's Bitcoin. Let's go over to Ethereum. Strong, real strong. This one didn't even make it, like on retrace wise, didn't even make it down to a 50% retracement. This one hit the 38.2 while most other ones went a little lower. Didn't take long. Yesterday it popped right back in above the 10 EMA, which said was a bullish sign. Getting above that's a good sign. And then today you get the move up, right? So now you got to fight this resistance again, okay? And this big red stick right here, that was a bearish engulfing. Get above that, and then you've got to move over 300. So Ethereum could get really interesting. It's not outside the Bollinger Band, so this one could really pop it, at any time. And we're dealing with some oversold conditions down here, so plenty of energy to work with if this wants to. Okay, so that's Ethereum. Let's go over to Litecoin. And pretty much the same thing. This one is one of those that did retrace down 50%, but it held the support zone, right? Perfectly. Right there. It's done it once. It's done it twice. Held it again. This one here, if you can get past the 78.6 retracement is actually blocking this right now. That's at $80. So if you get past that, you're more than likely going to take out these highs at 84 and come up and test up here in the 90 to 92 range. So let's just call that there. Let's go take a look at XRP. This one was a little bit weaker than most other ones, even though it came back and held the 233. That's a nice sign right there. You'd like to see that. Did hold the 20 EMA on a closing basis and is now trying to get back above the 10 EMA. If that can happen and regain this support zone, very well could come up and retest these highs up here around 35. So, but if not, then you're looking for a retest of these lows, and more than likely probably heading down to the 61.8 at 24 cents. So that's XRP. Let's take a look at Link. What can you say? I mean, it goes up sideways a little bit and then just starts another run. Very strong. very powerful altcoin right here. If it can get past the 78.6, which is around 466, you're coming up to test this and break over $5. And eventually, there's a fib cluster sitting way up here around 611. So that looks like possible target zone at some point down the road. The only thing is that price is going up, indicator going down. So just keep an eye on this. I'm not saying it's going to crash or anything like that, but this thing has just been relentless. And at some point you might, I'm not sure what the trigger will be, maybe hitting a certain cluster or resistance zone. Maybe if it fails up here again at 486, that might get some sellers to think it's a double top. So just, maybe even here at the 78.6, if it can't break that, then you make a lower high, and that could lead to lower prices, on a retrace, and then eventually get back in. XTZ, wow. Nice double bottom right there. Big time support right here in this 275 area. Back above the 10. Didn't even get below the 20. Didn't even really test it. It came close, but didn't. This one looks, as long as it looks like it really wants to break out of this pattern and go higher. So XTZ is looking really good. A lot of energy down here with the oversold condition to work with. So let's see what happens there. ZRX, basically until it can get, and above this resistance zone, which has been working all the way back here. It just needs to base a little bit. Just sit here and just kind of churn a little bit. Get back above that 78.6, come up and get past the 38, 39 cent area and possibly break through that. I like ZRX longer term, so it may take a little bit longer on this one, just to churn for a while and then pop. Let's go to ADA. This is the BTC pair. Not really nothing horrible, right? Oversold conditions, which they can stay oversold like the other ones. There's nothing saying that it has to just bounce immediately. But it really needs to get back above that 10 EMA. Right now it's struggling to get back above it, and it broke back below this support zone here in green with that bearish divergence. Nice support down in here in this, 581 area. So if you're wanting to play the risk, you could always wait until maybe it retests that. Although I feel that it's tested it twice. If it tries to do it a third time, it might just break through, and then you could be looking for a deeper retracement, maybe back around, let's call it 560 to 540. So just something to keep an eye on. Watch your risk. I think that's pretty much all I've got for tonight, guys. So I'm going to call it there. You guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk soon. Good luck.